Well, we talked about coming into this game just playing 4 quarters of complimentary football, and I thought that was about as good as we could have done it. There's always stuff that we can clean up, but I thought all in all, just the effort from start to finish, the focus from start to finish, was exactly what is a great formula for winning football. I mean, we were +2 in the takeaway battle. Obviously had the one miscue right before the half, where we had a receiver slip, but all in all, I thought it was pretty efficient, really, in every phase of the game.
How rare is that to have that vision for a game and then have it go? Like, there's so many things that can happen in the course of a game, right? But for it to go kind of exactly the way you envision it, Jordan just talked about the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's never easy in this league. It's great to be back home. I think that definitely helped us today. But it's never easy, and you can't take it for granted. You got to earn everything you get. But I think that all that work that you do from Monday through Saturday allows you to go out and have a game like this on Sunday.
What did you guys do against Murray? Obviously, he ran circles around the Niners last week, and you guys held him in check pretty well.
Yeah, I thought our guys just played very disciplined football, playing all 11 as one, which is something you have to do, especially when you're playing a guy of his caliber. I mean, he is really fast, as you guys saw. He's really tough to tackle and bring down. He was able to get it out on a lot of different plays, but it was nothing that was, too detrimental that we couldn't overcome.
Down to 24-13 in the third quarter. It looked like the game might be flipping and just go down and score next possession. Just what did you like about that response there and what was being said on the sideline?
Yeah, there was never any panic or anything like that. It was just one of those where you just got to focus in on doing your job, and our guys made plays. I mean, that touchdown pass to Rome was not a very good play call. I mean, they had a cover 0, and Jordan just kept drifting, and threw one up to him. And those two, that was just guys out there making plays.
On the touchdown to Watson, Jordan said that wasn't something you guys even had in this week. What gives you the confidence to just not draw it up in the sand or anything like that, but call something you guys didn't have on the sheet?
Well, it's something that that's in our system. We were just looking at the pitchers and seeing how they responded to. We tried to hit Tucker on what we call a sail route earlier, and just notice how the backside safety was playing it. So it was just one of those sideline adjustments that we had. We had that play up a couple weeks ago, not the formation or anything like that, but these guys have got banked reps on things. It's not. And just as a coach, you have confidence that they can go out there and execute it. So, it was a pretty cool adjustment, and those guys made the play come to life.
Now, Keyshawn gives you a spark on that weird little sequence when you had a fumble that's called back. He gives you the spark, and then you hit a quick hitter right off of that and kind of flip the second half.
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, that whole sequence definitely could have allowed a lot of momentum to go the other way. Because I think the next play was the bomb to Christian Watson. So, yeah, that was a big turning point in the game. I would say that just kind of put the game kind of in our hands.
Matt, does Tucker come to you and say, hey, I was a Wildcat quarterback at 9-man football in South Dakota? Sneak, or how
I'll have to, that's just something that our guys, when they were doing the short yardage, came up with, knowing that Tucker has taken snaps before. I was a little leery of it early on in the week, and they assured me that it would be good. So it's a credit to all those guys. And then we watched it in practice, and I thought Tuck did a really nice job with it. I mean, he's a big man. It was all the second effort. I think our pad level was a little high, quite frankly, on that on the initial snap, but he just had a great second effort.
Who was the day that came to you with it?
Oh, well, it was the guys that put together our short yardage, so Steno and John Dunn and Ben Sermons and whoever else is in there, Butkus, all those guys.
What did it mean to have Romeo get involved early and then be able to get those touchdowns for this team?
Yeah, he made some great plays. Certainly, the first reception he had was a 19-yarder over the middle. That doesn't happen unless your O-line gives Jordan all day to make that throw, because I thought the initial play should be hit a lot wider, but the line allowed us to allow that route to develop and go across the field. It was like a third window throw, which typically doesn't happen in this league. So it's a big-time credit to the line. It's a big-time credit to Rome to keep going on the route, and then Jordan made a good throw.
What was obviously it worked very well, so what was the thinking with the defensive back rotation today?
Just we feel like we got a lot of good players, so we want to get them all involved.
Why is Evan always in position, it seems like? You obviously had the fourth down stop and he just keeps making plays for you.
That he does. Very observant, Bill. No, he just does a great job. I think it's a credit to him. He's a smart football player, and that's something that we saw in him and our scouting staff saw in him coming out of the draft. It's just he's a really intelligent guy that has great instincts and awareness and can take the plan and go out there and execute it.
That's probably an oversimplified question, but your defense, how do they continue to force so many turnovers every game?
That's a great question. I mean, but, they seem to, I just think it's a credit to our players, certainly our staff of putting the guys in position, but we've got a lot of guys that are smart football players that are very instinctive, and I think that happens when you're able to do that. Like, we always stress the ball, the importance of the ball. What a punch out by Evan Williams in that one situation. The one was the other fumble recovery that Kenny Clark had. They just fumbled the snap. I didn't quite see what happened. Was it Carl Brooks that forced the one? I didn't quite see that live. I was looking at the pictures or whatever, trying to make some adjustments. But, it's a credit to our guys just being ball aware, and I think that's something that we're going to obviously we're going to continue to preach that, because I do think it makes a big difference in winning and losing.
And then when you are kind of busy looking at the pictures and you realize you got the ball back, like what does that do for you?
Well, usually I'm in a panic to figure out what play to call. So, but it's a credit to our guys. They'll always have something for me if I don't have something on my mind. The one sequence in the game, though, that I was, after we recovered that ball on what yard line? Was it the 26-yard line or 30-yard line? And we only gave him 4 yards. That's the one that's going to probably keep me up all night tonight. That was not a good offensive sequence. I think we threw it 3 times in a row and got 4 yards, and we missed a field goal.
You always talk about the importance of winning the ball. I think, I don't know if these numbers are right, but through 6 games, you have 17 takeaways. Last year, I think you had 18 takeaways in 17 games. Is that Halfley scheme? Is it different? What is allowing you to take the ball?
I think there's a lot of different circumstances that play into that. I mean, it's a credit to our players first and foremost, but I do think, we're playing with a lot more vision this year, and I think our guys are doing a good job of just taking everything that we drill and stress on a daily basis and, apply it to the game. I mean, you can talk about it and drill it till you're blue in the face in terms of punching at the ball and making a conscious effort of really attacking the football, but those guys got to go out there and do it, and that's what we're seeing.
You guys have become one of the leading teams in pre-snap motion, and we saw a lot more of that this week here against the Cardinals. How are you guys focusing on that, and how important is that to this offense?
That's always what we do. I mean, it's been part of our system for a long time, and There were a lot of plays, though, that we line up, no huddle. We have a lot less moving parts where we, allow Jordan the freedom to check to what he wants to, and he does a great job with that. And sound like I'm in his ear telling him what to call. He does a really good job with that.
Matt, you mentioned the pass protection earlier. Did you feel that as good as that was in the first half, you ended up kind of forcing their hand to call those blitzes and really come after Jordan in the second?
Probably. I think usually it's pretty frustrating if the guy's baking a pizza back there and has a long time to throw. That one, I talk about that throw to Rome. I mean, he probably had 4 hitches, which typically you have 2 hitches and the ball's got to go. But that's why the feel is so important for the quarterback, to be able to feel what's going on around him and know that, hey, I don't have to get to the check down here. I feel pretty comfortable. So, yeah, I thought we knew, like, on both sides of the ball, the O-line and D-line was going to play a big part in this game, and I think that's probably why we won the game, is because our O-line did a great job, and I thought our D-line did a great job, not only in the run game, but just not allowing Kyler to get loose and run all over us.
More, please.
I know we've asked a rendition of this question a bunch of times now, but obviously Brady misses another kick. You still got the confidence to keep running him out there?
Yeah, I think, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we did it later on, right? And he responded, and he made his kick.
The way Jordan is moving now, he had a couple of runs, he had that, I don't know if it was a block, but he got in the guy's way and didn't put himself in danger. Is he moving the way you want to see
Yeah,
him?
he looks great. And I think his play's been better and better and better, and he's playing with a lot of confidence, and I thought he threw the ball pretty well today. So that is definitely a good thing for us.